Alright guys, so I'm making a set of carbon fiber grips for my coworker, one of my coworkers. And this is blue carbon fiber. I don't know if you can tell it's tinted blue. So I already got my blank prepped. I got it marked out with a Sharpie. And I got it double-sided tape to the carbon fiber. I laid this painter's tape over it so I could see the line and I have something to cut to. So I'm going to use, whenever cutting fiber, you want to use abrasives. But unfortunately, I don't have an abrasive drill bit that will drill through this. So I'm using a Forstner bit. But to cut out the profile, I'm using a Dremel with a cutoff wheel. And that's the sketchiest / best way to do it. It's kind of terrifying. I've done it before on my marbled carbon fiber grips if you saw that video. But we'll see how this goes, and I'll do my best to film as much as I can. I got everything clamped up. I was wrong. I have a Brad Point bit, not a Forstner bit, and it's just a cheap bit from Home Depot. I got it because if it dulls, it's just like $5 to replace, $3 maybe. So I got it. I'll do the best I'm filming. I don't have a setup yet, so generally you want to cut with water also with carbon fiber to cool the things down so it doesn't delaminate. But I don't really have that option because I don't want to get my stock grips wet. So we're gonna go from there. And my quill or this doesn't stay up. It was a $10 drill press, so it still drills, so that's fine. So let's do my best to get it drilled, and then I'll show you guys afterwards. Just want to go nice and slow. Remember, you're not cutting with any water or lubricant, so just want to go real easy on it. Now we're through. So we're through, so it's, move on to the next one. I won't show that one because, you already saw one, so you just want to clamp it up so it's nice and stiff. It's not going anywhere. So, yeah. Alright, so I got all my holes drilled. You can see right through them. Now the back side of them isn't very clean. And that's going to happen because it's a fibrous material, which is totally fine because we're going to countersink them anyway. Because if you've ever taken grips off a 1911, they're kind of like weld nuts where they're either pressed in or welded to the frame, and you need to get some clearance for those. So we're going to countersink these. Got a countersink bit all the way down, so we're just going to go ahead and countersink. Alright guys, so I got it all countersunk. I couldn't really show it because I needed two hands, one to hold the material and one for the drill press. But it's pretty straightforward. You just countersink it. You're going to get a little bit of tear out because, again, it's a fibrous material. So I'm going to pry these stock grips off, and I think they're just, so you'll see the outline on what I want. On my grips, I have a mag well on mine, so I left it pointed, and I'm not going to give it this bevel at the bottom. That's on mine. But on these, I drew it out that way, but I changed my mind. I'm going to give it the cut for the pin for the mainspring housing, and I am going to give it the bevel right here because it's going on my coworker's Colt 1911, and I don't believe he has a magwell on his. At least he didn't tell me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it just like how it is here, round off this side, bevel it. I already countersunk the bottom. You can see these are counterbored a little bit, but I don't have a counterbore bit. And then cut that out. So what I'm using is this cutoff wheel on a Dremel right here. I got another one right here, and I got a whole bunch of bits in case one of them breaks. And for for the little relief cut right here, and for the magazine release right here, I'm going to use a grinder, a rounded cylinder grinder, just to relieve that clearance fit right there. I used to use my scroll saw on my, well, I used to use my scroll saw on wooden ones, but this obviously isn't wood, so I'm not going to do that. I've tried it before, it doesn't work. And so I'm just going to go ahead and get these cut out. I doubt I'll be able to show it because, again, I only have two hands. I'm filming on a cell phone, and I don't have a setup. But I'm just going to, you know, just cut not on the line, but pretty close to the line so I can sand the rest down on my disc and belt sander. And I forgot to mention when drilling, you want to use a mask, a breather, a filter mask, because this stuff is nasty to inhale, and it's literally carbon dust. So you wanna be careful when you're cutting it. You wanna be safe, protect your lungs. So I'll wear a mask when cutting it out and sanding it, but for drilling I didn't. Just forgot to. So I will then. I'll catch up with you guys. So I just want to show you guys what I was using for a mask. It's what I use for acrylics and wood and when I'm sanding and stuff like that. So it's January, or no, it's February 25th right now, and there's no snow on the ground. It's so sad. I live in Michigan. There should be 2 feet of snow on the ground. So I'm doing it outside, and it's breezy, and you can see all this. That's not a shadow, that's black dust. So you don't want to breathe that in. So I was cutting on this birch plywood. So when sawdust was coming up, I knew I was cutting through. Cutting, you know, they were like this. So cutting this side was way tougher than cutting right here. I don't know why. I don't know if it was because I was going against the grain or something like that, but it was rough. I only made it about 80% of the way through, and I just cracked the rest. So it's a little rough right here. You can tell it's a smoother cut right here. So that's fine. I left plenty of room for sanding. So I'm just going to sand the rest of these away. And then I'll do my best to film. Again, you're going to want to wear that respirator because this stuff's nasty. I could smell it through the mask even. But at least it's not in my lungs. So now we're going to go on and trim, shape, sand the profile. And then once I like the profile, I'll sand the contour on the little radius around the, you guys know what I'm talking about, never mind. Okay guys, so I got everything sanded to the profile. I got the little notch for the mag release and the roll pin. I used one of these. Where is it? Something like this. It's over there. So something like this, and I got it all sanded. It didn't turn out as good as I wanted it to, but what can you do? It's good enough, but not to my expectations. So I'm gonna try and bevel this, because if you see right over here, that's beveled for the safety detent. So I'm gonna bevel this, test fit it before I profile the arc, and then see where it goes from there. Alright guys, so I got my the ones I made off. Here's the marbled carbon fiber ones I made. Got a video on that. You can check that out on my channel. So this is the one I made. I took off and put the new ones on just to test fit them. This is unloaded, by the way. I just want to make that clear. I only have one hand, so I can't really rack it and show you, but it's unloaded. There's no magazine. It's unloaded. So they fit pretty good, nice and flat. Safety you can activate. So it's just barely. I mean, that's close. That's cutting it close. But you can activate the safety. The magazine, it's not perfect, but he doesn't have a mag well, so at least that's what I'm going off of. So it should look fine. Besides, I'm going to bevel it anyway. So right now I'm going to profile the arcs, you know what I'm talking about, this, how it's curved at the top. So I'm going to do that and show you guys the next step. Alright guys, so it's done. Sanded it up to 600 grit just to show you it's empty, no mag. Chamber's cleared. Dirty but cleared. So it looks sweet. You can't see the blue as much as I thought, but in the sunlight you really can see it. Really happy with what they turned out. Kind of don't like the fray marks on the screw head holes, but there's really nothing I can do. But I hope, his name's Don, I hope he's going to be really happy with this. But I'm really happy with how they turned out. I'll get some close-up shots after I go inside here, because it's not really cool to stand out in your driveway with a gun in your hand. So, yeah, I'll go inside and show you. I just wanted to show you the blue in the sunlight, but it looks really cool, and really happy with the way they turned out. Thanks, guys.